Hello everyone, welcome back to the Marvel Wonders. Today we are going to be talking about the dispute between Ron DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida, and Disney, because that went down, it went down about March of last year, is when this law was set in place, but it didn't start getting announced in the news until about 3-4 months ago. So, I know I'm a little late getting on this subject, but I did want to talk about it because I think that it is kind of putting Disney in its place and telling them, hey, you don't own the state of Florida. So, I did find this website I'm going on the New York Times. This has a big, little article about the whole thing. But before we begin, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a video. So, this is our first week trying 2 videos in 1 week. This is the last week of May. So here's what we know about the DeSantis and Disney dispute: that the fight between the Florida governor and the company now headed to court began over an education law and grew into a feud about oversight of the land that includes the amusement park. Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida has conducted a long-running campaign to limit the autonomy of Disney World, one of the state's largest employers. His efforts have widely been seen as retaliation for Disney's opposition of legislation that Mr. DeSantis signed last year that prohibits the classroom instruction and discussion about sexual orientation and or gender identity in some elementary school grades. Here is some background on the year-long dispute. In March of last year, so this would have been 2022, the governor signed into law that Parental Rights and Education Act, often referred to by critics as the Don't Say Gay bill. The legislation prohibits the classroom instruction of discussing sexual orientation and gender identity in a certain elementary school grades. The law was heard by conservatives and a lot of LGBTQ activists and many school teachers got very angry about this. Although initially silent, Disney joined the debate. Employees who staged a public protest. Disney then chief executive Bob Chapek made several remarks criticizing the bill. Republican lawmakers in the state, including Mr. DeSantis, a potential candidate for president in 2024, seized on Disney's response. He said that if Disney wants to pick a fight, they chose the wrong guy. Mr. DeSantis wrote in a fundraising email to supporters. This April, the State Board of Education, whose members were appointed by Mr. DeSantis, voted to expand the sexual orientation and gender identity policy to cover all grades, including high school. I strongly disagree with this. I don't even think that kids should be taught in school. Over the past few years, Disney has made several changes to its theme parks, including streaming services that have drawn criticism from the political right. The changes include retheming of the Splash Mountain ride to dissociate from its inspiration of the 1946 film Song of the South, in which a formerly enslaved man tells African folk tales. Disney World also revamped its Pirates of the Caribbean ride by removing a scene depicting pirates selling a woman in an auction, and Disney cut the greeting, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from some of its fireworks shows to be more inclusive. Disney World, the 25,000-acre complex near Orlando, Florida, has a special tax status that began in 1967, and it lets the mega resort essentially function as its own county government. Although the theme park is sandwiched between 2 counties, it operates as a special zone, formerly known as the Reedy Creek Improvement District, more like Greedy Creek Improvement, and now the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District. Such a designation has allowed the theme park to make its own decisions on planning and permitting the process of construction on its own property. The levy taxes to pay for its own fire and medical response services, and even to generate some of its own electricity through that status. The taxes have saved millions of dollars annually in fees and taxes, according to experts. Disney has leveraged benefits to designation to build out of its resort, which today includes multiple theme parks, hotels, and a large bus complete. The Florida legislative allowed Mr. DeSantis to take away Disney's special status in 2022 until it realized the abolishment of the district set for June 1st, 2023, which is in literally next Thursday. Next Thursday is when this is supposed to be taking place, on May 30th. So this happens tomorrow for you guys. Okay, the district also carried roughly $1 billion in bond debt. If the district had been abolished, the debt would have been transferred to the counties. Looking to avoid the implications of abolishing the district, the legislative has a special session in February of this year, during which state lawmakers decided to allow Disney to keep the special tax district and other perks. But the company, which employs roughly 80,000 people, is no longer allowed to appoint the members of the tax district's 5-member oversight board, as a power now held by Mr. DeSantis. So, after the legislative voted to take away Disney's control of the board, Jeff Vail, president of Walt Disney Resort, said in a statement that Disney was ready to work within this new framework. We will continue to innovate, inspire, and bring joy to millions of guests who come to Walt Disney Florida to visit Walt Studios each year, Mr. Val said. So, that is where we're going to stop our video this week. So, thank you for coming back while we looked at this article about Disney. Let us know your thoughts on the whole DeSantis and DeSantis versus Disney down in the comments below. And we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye!